Jimin has officially given everyone another reason to smile. And this time, it was not from a stage, a rehearsal room, or a hotel window. Just 2 days before BTS takes over Toronto, Jimin was spotted stepping out for dinner with members of the dance crew. And the moment fans realized that he was actually outside enjoying some free time, the entire fandom seemed to light up. Because for someone like Jimin, who often spends his rare free moments quietly at the hotel, simply seeing him out, relaxing, eating, and enjoying the company around him felt surprisingly special. And armies could not help but think one thing: Jimin looks happy. The sight of him casually spending time with people from the team immediately created a wave of warm reactions online. Fans were not just excited because they saw him, they were excited because of what the moment represented. Jimin is in Toronto, he has arrived safely, he is getting comfortable with the city. And more importantly, he seems to be enjoying the little moments before the huge BTS concerts ahead. With the Toronto concerts scheduled for August 22 and 23, the members and their team are already in the city, preparing for what promises to be another unforgettable chapter of their tour. But before the stadium lights turn on, Jimin appears to be taking some time to simply breathe. And honestly, armies needed to see this. For weeks, fans have watched Jimin move from one schedule to another, with rehearsals, travel, performances, and everything that comes with being on a massive world tour. So when a rare casual sighting like this appears, it feels completely different. There is no stage makeup, no dramatic performance outfit, no spotlight, just Jimin enjoying dinner. And that ordinary little moment somehow became extraordinary for thousands of fans. What made the sighting even more heartwarming was that Jimin was reportedly with members of the dance crew, which gave fans another glimpse into the people surrounding him during this demanding tour. Because while fans see BTS on stage for those powerful performances, there is an entire team working behind the scenes to make those moments possible. And Jimin spending his free time with people from that team says a lot about the comfortable environment he has around him. It also sparked a familiar army reaction. Fans started celebrating the fact that Jimin was actually going out instead of simply staying inside the hotel. And that might sound like such a small thing. But for armies who know how private Jimin can be during his downtime, it is actually a pretty big deal. Imagine following someone for years and then getting genuinely happy because they went outside, had dinner, and seemed to be having a peaceful evening. That is exactly the kind of love armies have for Jimin. They do not always need a huge announcement. Sometimes a simple dinner is enough. And now there is another detail making this moment even more exciting: the timing. Jimin is not just casually visiting Toronto. He is there because BTS is about to perform. In only 2 days, the energy surrounding the city is expected to change completely as thousands of armies gather for the concerts on August 22 and 23. And somewhere behind the scenes, Jimin is already getting himself ready. Traveling across time zones can be exhausting, especially when a major performance is waiting at the other end. So these quieter moments can be important. A meal, a little conversation, a chance to relax, a chance to adjust, and maybe, just maybe, a little time to enjoy the city before everything becomes incredibly busy again. But here is what makes this sighting especially interesting. Fans have already seen Jimin give everything he has on stage, so seeing him relaxed before the next concert creates a completely different kind of excitement. Because armies know what usually comes after these quiet moments. The stage lights, the screaming crowd, the music starting, and Jimin transforming from the quiet person enjoying dinner into the performer who can completely command a stadium. That contrast is one of the things fans love most about him. One moment, he is simply Jimin, enjoying an ordinary evening. The next moment, he is standing in front of thousands of people, giving every ounce of energy he has. And with Toronto just 2 days away, armies are already imagining what is waiting for them. The outfits, the choreography, the live vocals, the interactions between the members. And of course, Jimin moments that fans will probably be talking about long after the concert ends. But for now, this simple dinner sighting has given fans something they have been wanting for a while. A glimpse of Jimin simply living, not rushing, not performing, not posing, just enjoying his time. And honestly, that may be the sweetest part of the entire story, because sometimes fans do not need anything dramatic. They just want to know that the person they care about is eating well, resting, spending time with good people, and finding little moments of happiness between exhausting schedules. and Jimin being spotted enjoying dinner in Toronto gave ARMYs exactly that. But this is only the beginning, because in just 2 days, the peaceful dinner atmosphere will be replaced by the roar of an entire stadium. And if Jimin is already looking this relaxed before the show, ARMYs are now wondering what kind of energy he is going to bring when those Toronto lights finally come on. And trust me, that is where things get even more exciting. There is something incredibly special about watching an artist quietly enjoy the moments between major performances. And that is exactly why Jimin's Toronto dinner sighting has touched so many ARMY hearts. Because behind all the excitement surrounding BTS, there is still a person who needs time to rest, eat, laugh, and simply enjoy being somewhere new. And this time, Toronto got to see that side of him. With the August 22 and 23 concerts approaching, every little moment before the performances feels like part of the story. Jimin has arrived. The team is getting settled, the city is preparing for BTS, and ARMYs are counting down. But while fans are already thinking about the concert, Jimin seems to be taking things one step at a time. First, getting comfortable with the new time zone, then spending some peaceful time with the people around him, and eventually stepping onto that stage. That balance is important. Because the version of Jimin fans see during a concert is incredibly intense. He gives everything. His expressions, his dancing, his vocals, his emotions, his interaction with the crowd. There is almost no moment where it feels like he is holding back. So knowing that he is taking some quiet time beforehand makes fans even happier. And the fact that he was enjoying dinner with members of the dance crew made the sighting feel even more natural. It was not some huge public event. It was simply a group of people connected through the tour sharing a meal. And somehow that ordinary moment became one of the most delightful things ARMYs had seen all day. Fans immediately began reacting with happiness, relief, and plenty of excitement. Some were simply thrilled to see Jimin outside. Others focused on how comfortable and relaxed he appeared. And many could not help but celebrate the fact that he was making memories in Toronto before the concerts. That is the beautiful thing about being a fan. You can become genuinely happy over someone else having a nice dinner. And with Jimin, those little moments feel especially meaningful because fans do not always get to see his private downtime. He can be incredibly focused when it comes to his work. So when he allows himself a little space to relax, ARMYs notice, and they appreciate it. Now imagine what the next few days could look like. Today, Jimin is quietly enjoying dinner. Tomorrow, preparations continue. And then suddenly it is August 22. The lights go down, the crowd erupts, the opening begins, and BTS walks onto the Toronto stage. Then comes August 23, giving Toronto another night with the members. For ARMYs attending, those 2 nights are going to feel like a dream. And somewhere in that crowd, there will be fans who were celebrating this very dinner sighting just days earlier. That is what makes tour moments so special. The fans see tiny glimpses of what happens behind the scenes, and then they get to experience the result of all that preparation together. Jimin eating dinner, the dancers rehearsing, the crew preparing the stage, the members adjusting to travel. All of those quiet moments eventually lead to one explosive moment when the music starts. And perhaps that is why this sighting has created such a warm reaction. It reminds fans that the concerts are not just magically happening. There are real people working, traveling, preparing, resting, and putting everything together behind the scenes. Jimin is one part of that enormous journey. And right now, he appears to be enjoying his little slice of Toronto before giving ARMYs everything on stage. There is also something beautiful about the timing. BTS has spent so much time moving from one place to another during their tour. Every city comes with a new crowd, a new atmosphere, new memories, and new stories. Toronto is now next. And before the first note is even played, Jimin has already created one tiny Toronto memory that fans will remember. A quiet dinner, a casual outing, a few people from the tour team, and thousands of ARMYs smiling because Jimin looked like he was simply enjoying himself. That is the kind of moment fans treasure, not because it is dramatic, but because it feels real. And now, the countdown is officially getting serious. 2 concerts, 2 huge nights, 1 Toronto crowd ready to welcome BTS. And Jimin walking into those shows after having a little time to relax could mean we are about to see an incredibly energized performance. So now the question is not whether Toronto is ready. The real question is whether Toronto is ready for Jimin. Because if the excitement surrounding one simple dinner is already this massive, imagine what happens when he steps onto that stage. The cameras will turn on, the lights will hit, the music will begin, and thousands of voices will scream his name. Until then, let Jimin enjoy these quiet moments. Let him eat, let him laugh, let him explore. Let him spend time with his team. Because those simple moments matter too. And honestly, seeing Jimin happy and comfortable before such an important pair of concerts is probably one of the best things ARMYs could have asked for. Toronto is waiting. August 22 is almost here. August 23 is right behind it. And Jimin is already there, getting ready. So ARMY, what do you think about Jimin being spotted enjoying dinner in Toronto with members of the dance crew? Were you also happy just seeing him outside and enjoying his free time? And what are you expecting from Jimin during the Toronto concerts? Let me know your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this update, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more BTS and Jimin updates. Like this video, share it with your fellow ARMYs, and leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.